It is nice to meet you. It is a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure is harder. What's about pleasure? Okay, 你看过那个 U-R-E? This is 法文 usually. When we see this, it's probably the origin of this word was probably French. So pleasure. Pleasure. It was a pleasure. It is a pleasure to meet you. It was a pleasure to meet you. 跟我说 It was a pleasure to meet you. Could it was or is. This is 现在的, this is just in the past, but you can use them interchangeably. We'll talk more about this. We're going to do introduction at the end of class. Page 2.5, we've been talking about this one. I don't follow you. Now this is not 我们在排队, I follow a person in front of me. 不是那个意思. This follow you is 不是听不懂. It doesn't mean in language, like 我的国语不太好, 我听不懂. It doesn't mean that. It means 我不明白. I don't understand the meaning. 你的意思. What are you talking about? And we use this with each other. So you're telling me a long story and I'm going. And then I start going, and I start going like this. This means I don't follow you anymore. Now, in your book, we talked about, do you follow me? Do you follow me? This means, are you still understanding me? Okay? Or, do you get me? This is a little bit do you get me? This means, do you still understand? But I want you to remember this. We'll have probably a question, something about follow. I don't follow you means, I don't understand what you're talking about now. And it doesn't mean your English ability. It just means maybe they're talking about crazy stuff, right? I don't follow you. Let's say I say something, I'm so excited, I say, I had a baby. You're like, Russ, you can't have a baby. I don't follow you. You can't have a baby. Oh, I mean, my wife had a baby. I'm so excited. So I follow in this case is kind of, I don't understand what you're talking about at all. All right. And usually it means we need to slow down. We need to take time and understand how we're talking. All right, next page. 2-5. How much is this? First of all, how much is this? Sure, money. It's going to be related to money and like your wallet. But it could be time. So it can be other means. It could be like, how much time would this take? How much is this? Well, it's going to take 5 days. It could also be maybe resources. It will take 30 people to work on this. Most of the time, 80% money. So we use this in the same way in Chinese. They say, how much does this cost? All right, how much is this? When we're using this, it means I'm pointing at something. It's something I can see in my area. I can point at. 老板, how much is this? All right, 2-6. 2-6. This is kind of tough. And remember, I added something. This is not in your book. So there's two things. One is in your book and one's not. Your book's talking about, that's a good question. But I'm telling you how we use this. Okay? Let's say you guys ask me a tough question. 我们有开会. I'm not 老板. Let's say, I'm not a teacher like 老师 now. Maybe I'm in the company and I'm down on the floor. I'll put my mask on, become one of you. Okay? So I'm at the floor and I have a microphone and I'm asking questions of everybody in the class, in the audience. And someone asks me a question. She asks me a question. I go, that's a good question. Now, how do we use this? This is actually a way for us to think about the question. In English, we say, when we're on stage, and remember, you guys are what? Yen students. You're actors, actresses, performing artists, right? So when we dance, we put little taps on our feet. We call it tap dancing. Right? But we also say tap dancing not because we're dancing. It means, I don't know what to say. She just asked me a really good question. I don't know what to do. What am I going to do? All these people are looking at me. You get it? I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. Okay? So I use this. I go, Wow, that's a good question. I just gave myself 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 seconds to think. Now that's in your book. We use it to take a moment to think about the question in front of many people. We don't use this one-on-one. Well, we can use it one-on-one. I'm telling you, we use it in like a meeting. And when you use it, you just got 4 more seconds to think. Now, I'm going to tell you the other 4 seconds. This is not in your book. That's a good question. Let me restate your question to make certain I understand it. Let me restate your question to make certain I understand it. Well, that's a good question. Let me repeat your question to make sure I understand it. So in this case, let me do it with this wonderful person here. Wow, that's a great question. Let me restate your question to make sure I understand it. So you're asking me what, why foreigners like to, I don't know, let's think. Why foreigners like to cut their hair this way. I have no idea what you're asking. Okay? I just bought more time to think. Not only did I get 4 seconds on, that's a good question, I got 4 seconds on repeat, and now I said her question, I probably have another 4. I just got 12 seconds to think. 12 seconds on a stage, that's forever. As you guys know, you're actors. We use this to answer questions when we're in a group. So, you're going to have a question, you'll be questioned about this on your test. Something about, that's a good question, and how you would use this. Think about it. We do use this a lot, but it's almost always used publicly, not privately. You can say it privately. It is also polite to say, oh, that's a good question. I'm giving her face. But also we use it to buy time. We call it I'm buying time. Time to think, because I'm on the stage. All right, next. 2-9. How do I say this in English? 这是什么? What is this? How do I say that in Chinese, right? There are many ways to ask a question in English. How do I say? This is probably the easiest. How do I say this in English? 大家跟我说, how do I say this in English? 跟我说, how do I say this in English? Now, I can use it by pointing at something, or I could also be talking about something that's not physical, like the weather. I can't really talk about oh, you mean the weather? I got it. Yeah, the weather. All right. So we can use it in physical and non-physical way. I said here, how do I say? Obviously we know what that is, right? An apple. How do I say a penguin? What's that? We call that an apple. And the response was we would say we call that we call that. I guess I should say that. We might say, let's go this way. We call that or it might be an and if it's a verb. And 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a noun, right? You guys know what nouns are. Not always, but it's usually going to be a noun we're talking about. Call that an apple. We call that a basket. 2-9. Kidding me. I don't think your book did a really good job with this. We use this in an emotional way. We don't say to like, are you kidding me? No, this has emotion in it. Are you kidding me? It can be happy or angry. Remember, I taught you in English, when foreigners ask you a question, what tone do we use? We have 4 tones in Chinese. Ma, 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 ma. Second tone's a question in English. 4th tone is the tone. English words will always have a 4th tone. And that's why your English sounds different than mine. You don't know where to put the 4th tone. This is a question. So watch this. Are you kidding me? Then I go up or down? Me, up. That is a happy scenario. Are you kidding me? So for example, Russ, you're handsome. Are you kidding me? Right. Okay. Russ, you just just won the Taiwan lottery for 50 million NT. Are you kidding me? It'd be excitement in my voice. This is not said normally without excitement. 非常有一点生气啊。Let's pretend, 你知道我有汽车, I have a motorcycle. Let's say you say, Russ, somebody just cut your tires on your motorcycle. I'm going to be like, are you kidding me? Now what tone did I use? That second tone? I went to fourth tone. That's not happy tone. Well, not in this question, or this statement. That's unhappy. So this can be negative. Are you kidding me? And we use it in a negative way. But it merely means 真是呢, or 真是呢. Really? It's really a giant exclamation mark in English. And we use it quite often. So, we're on to, oh my God. You have this in 2-12. Yes, it's part of your PDQC curriculum. And I want you to do well on your test. I want to talk to you a little bit about this though, because I actually have a problem with this being in your textbook. So what does this mean? Right. So I was raised a Christian in my early life. I'm not a Christian now, but this can be offensive, and not just to Christians. So you've got to understand that Muslim or 犹太人 or Christians all believe in the same God. So you can manage to make many people angry. Maybe angry, offend them. So I'm not saying you can't say, oh my God, but I hear Taiwanese use it a lot. I'm going to suggest to you, 如果你去别国家，我想也比较好，如果你不要用这样子。I'd rather you use this. How about you say, oh my goodness? 我说 oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I say this because I don't care, but you could. Some people feel that is not something you should discuss God, and it's a lot of people in the world, because I'm not just talking Christians. I'm talking people that believe in Islam, and people that are. Remember, Yotairen are very ancient people. Yes. We say the Jewish or Hebrew people are almost as old as Chinese, and then there is the time of the Christians, and then the time of Muhammad, of Islam, is about 600 AD. They all believe in the same God. So be careful with this one. Oh my goodness. 再说 oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
不能说你听过 oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
You'll hear that too, but goodness is probably easier. All right, next. 2-13. It's time for, or two. We're going to have a preposition here. A preposition here. For or to. Often it will be for. It's time for what? It could be time for class. It's time for class. It's time for bed. It's time to go outside. It's time, it's an activity change. So when we use it, it's time for, it's usually to start an activity or to talk about an activity. Maybe we don't do it. I could say, oh, 我们现在我们有东北风啊，我们一定cover our windows and our air conditioner, right? 家里可能有冷气啊, and you want to cover it because you're not going to use it, and the wind's blowing inside, right? It's time to cover your air conditioner. It means 不一定现在 I do this, but I should do this now, sometime. It's time for this. It almost means 的时候. Time to cover your air conditioner. Questions? We use this a lot. It's used. All right, talking about introductions. Now we're going back to some stuff that we talked about earlier. I'm going to keep focusing on introductions. Why? The more you speak English, the better you get it. You get in English. English isn't free. You have to use it, but it doesn't cost anything to try. 介绍 is free. You just have to try. So, in introductions, remember that A starts and A finishes. Remember with introduction, I have A and I got B, person. Alright? A 在开, A 再关. A starts, A finishes. We're doing good on time. All right. I think it's better. I wrote the script here, okay? But we're going to practice it again. And I think I showed you how to shake hands. We're going to do that. I don't shake hands anymore because of COVID. I brought my hand sanitizer. We'll clean hands for those that shake hands. But I want you, once you see when we shake hands, you'll understand why, why do introductions the way we do. Remember this. 这是重要的，就是人情关系啊. This is the most basic thing with people is to build relationship. All right. So, let's practice. Hi, my name is Russ. Now, normally I will ask this question, may I ask your name? Remember, may is almost more polite than can. May I ask your name? I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Then the other person's going to say, hi, my name is, right? I'm from Chicago, Illinois in the USA. Maybe I don't have to ask this because the other person says, 你想要介绍, you want to introduce yourself. I may not have to ask this, they're going to give me the information. If they don't say anything, then I'll ask this. So this is who I am, where I'm from, what do I do? I'm a teacher here in Taiwan. What do you do? At home, I have my wife, my cat, and myself. We're three. How many in your family, or how many in your house? And finally, the last one's social. I talk about food. Remember, this is 人情关系. So it could be food, it could be music, it could be movies, it could be anything social, social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you want to talk about. The last one's very much about social. In this case, in Taiwan, my favorite food is dumplings or suijiao. What's your favorite food? Okay? Just any food, right? So, we're going to practice this. I want to go through it, and I want you to remember some things. There are some rules with this. Kind of important. Historically, Taiwanese men particularly aren't the best at introductions. I've been a business guy, so I want to help Taiwan be more successful. Same with ladies to some degree. I need a guide. Yeah, you want to clean hands? You can. Okay. All right. I need a guide. Who can I volunteer with? Hey, yo, would you be my volunteer? Will you help me?
I don't know what to say.
Can you help me? Come on. I'm showing you practice just now.
Practice what?
Introductions. Come on. Okay, come on. Just now.
不会讲话。
It's okay. Thank you for helping. Can you help me?
I'm not a
All right. If he's not comfortable,
名校。
I need a guy. I want to start with a guy
I'm
first.
a girl.
Yeah, a guy first. How about you?
No.
Oh, come on.
Whoa.
I need a guy. Come on. You can help me. All right.
Sorry.
Me? Talk? No, I don't like to talk. Come on. Let's go. Funny.
Wait. Where's my mask?
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit, man.
You got it? Cool. All right. I'm going to let you clean your hands. Now, we don't really do this much anymore, okay, because of COVID. But I want to show you why we do this. Once you see it, I've always said, 有一位人在猜 they start, they finish. Okay, what's your name? What name do you want to? Shompo. Okay, I'm cool with that. All right, so first off, with a guy, it's very important. A guy must stand. 没有面子 if you don't stand. 真不好意思. Gentlemen, you have no choice. You must stand for an introduction. Ladies have options. Ladies can stand or sit. Never so with a guy. So, I'm going to introduce myself. I want to show my friend. Let's put our hands together. We're about the same. We have a little bigger hands. Okay. It's important to know hand size because you have to be careful that how we shake hands. Now, why do we shake hands? This might be a test question. 很久以前老外没有枪啊. We didn't have guns 2,000 years ago. But when you we had swords. And 百分手 人是右边的还是左边? Which one? Right or left-handed? Right-handed, like 85%. This is my dangerous hand. This is my sword hand. So if I offer him my hand, I show him my hand, and there's nothing here, I'm really saying I can't hurt you. I want to be your friend. I'm telling you the origin of handshake. Now, a while we use it for wrenching, quenching. But the truth is, it goes back to showing I don't hurt you. So with him, I'm going to lock my thumb here. Watch this, it's important. I'm locking my thumb here. Why? If I grab him here, ouch for him. If he grabs me here, ouch for me. I lock my thumb. All right? No need to. That's about right. Off a little bit. No. Perfect. Okay? A guy has to have a little strength in his handshake. Okay? You want to have a little strength. Now he's taller than me. I have to come up, he's got to come down a little bit. This is perfect to try to make it. Tall guys, we have to adjust. And I'm going to start. What's up, Kai? Hi, my name is Russ.
Hi, my name is Sean.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Now, notice this. I'm not too close. And I'm not back here either. I'm looking at him, and I'm trying to maintain this to be level. We both have to adjust. I'm going to shake his hand. Nice to meet you. He says, nice to meet you. I'm going to finish. We're still talk, but I'm going to stop the handshake. I'm going to do this little ding ding. Remember that? I taught you ding ding. That means we don't make that sound, but I'm going to do this to him. He knows, he's going to finish the handshake, and I break away. I start, I finish. Okay? So I said, hi.
Hi.
My name's Russ.
And my name is Sean.
Nice to meet you, Sean.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do this. Now, I'm still going to continue. Okay? Sean, I'm from the United States. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Where are you from?
I'm from Australia.
Australia. Where in Australia? Sydney, right?
This way.
Yeah, Sydney.
Adelaide.
Adelaide, okay. Remember this. Chengli, Guojia. City, country. Always try to do it that way. Taipei, Taiwan. Kaohsiung, Taiwan. Chicago, Illinois, or Chicago, USA. Do not just say Taiwan. What did I tell you about if you just say Taiwan? What do they think? 别老外，好笨的老外上什么？如果他说 Taiwan, Taiwan, you're from Thailand, right? Because they hear Thailand, Taiwan. Always provide city and country, there's no confusion. It's called audio cue. The person hears two things. Adelaide, Australia. Chicago, Illinois, USA, or Chicago, USA. Okay. Sean, he says he's from Adelaide. Sean, I'm here in Taiwan. I'm a teacher. What do you do?
I'm a student.
You're a student. Great. So Sean, in my house, I have three. I have myself, my wife, and we have a little cat. How about you?
I don't have any.
Okay. By yourself.
Yes.
Okay. He's a real guy. Okay. All right. Sean, finally, my favorite food in Taiwan is suijiao or dumplings. What's your favorite food?
My favorite is
French fries.
Yeah.
French fries, okay. Do you like French fries? Do you like a digua? Or you like just normal French fries?
No more.
Okay, just normal ones. Okay, cool. I like French fries too. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, or I could show a pleasure to meet you. We learned that earlier. What's I Kai? What's I Guan? I could also shake his hand real fast again to say goodbye. In this case, I didn't. Any questions? Give Sean a hand. All right. Good job. All right. Now, it was good to see he's tall. Tall guys have challenges because we have to adjust. Now, I need a lady. Where's my hands at? I need a lady. And I'd like a lady in the front, only for the fact that a lady in the front everyone can see. Would either of you ladies agree? Would you be my? No? They're all giving it to you. Okay. All right. So, would you be okay? All right. Let's clean hands. All right. All right. Now with a lady, here's the thing. It's careful. Why we're careful with this. Put your hand up. Do you see how much bigger my hand is than that? Than hers? I'm not going to shake her hand like I did Sean's. Here's why. If I shake her hand, my fingers are going to go around here. Now, if you know anything about martial arts, Kung Fu or Wushu, that hurts. That bone is a very sensitive place. I don't want to shake hands like this. So I'm going to offer my hand like this, and you're going to take your hand just like that. The lady controls the entire movement. Now this is not sexist. Sexism means men are better than women. It's not that. It's a matter of hand size. And even with guys, if one guy's got real big hands and one guy has real small hands, it's a problem. Okay? But I'm going to offer like this. Hi, my name is Russ. Nice to meet you, Michelle. Now, just like earlier, I'm not going to be guaishuing like this. I'm also not going to stand back. I came down to Michelle's level a little bit because I'm being polite. Yo limao. I'm giving her respect. But I'm not too close. And once we do the handshake, the introduction, I'm going to do ding ding. And I'm going to break. Okay, I don't say that, but she knows. Michelle, I'm from the United States. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. May I ask where you're from? Taipei, Taiwan. Taipei 101. I've heard of that. Wow. Okay, great. Michelle, I'm a teacher here in Taiwan. What do you do? You're a student here in Taiwan. Great. At my house, I have three. There's three of us. We have myself, my wife, and we have a little cat. How about you? Wow. Okay. Well, that's a nice group. Finally, Michelle, there's so many good foods in Taiwan. One of my favorites is probably oysters, owajian. I like that. How about yourself? What do you like? You don't like anything? Okay, okay. No favorite foods? Okay, no favorite foods. That's actually a totally legitimate answer. Now, what's like wine? I still got to finish, right? Michelle, it was nice to meet you. Good. Well done. Give them a hand. Give her and Sean a hand, all right? Now, one other thing I did. I used their name the entire process. Did you notice that? I used their name. That's because I want to remember the name. It shows I care. I kept using his name. I kept using Michelle's name so I don't forget. Keeps the relationship warm. This is, we say warm relationship. This is wrenching quenching at its best. And we're trying to build a relationship. This is very important. I cannot emphasize enough. Introduction can make you millions of dollars if you do it right. But you got to do it right. Or millions of Taipei anyway. So, well done. Any questions? All right, on your test, let's clean your hands again. Sean, I need to clean your hands. Okay. Again, with handshakes, honestly, with COVID-19, maybe handshake's dead. I don't shake hands anymore. I only show it occasionally because once you see it, you go, ah, that's why Russ does that. The way the process works. All right. So, on your test this week, here's what's going to happen. I'll publish your test this weekend in Google Classroom. You will take it on your own. I would prefer you to take it before we see each other again next Friday. Okay? You can take it on your own. It is self-administered. I will probably have some audio. You'll probably have some things you'll hear. So I'm going to try to be like your PVQC test where you have some audio as well. I'll ask you questions on the PVQC content in Chapter 4. And I will provide a little bit of stuff we talked about in class, like introductions. Any problems? Any questions? Everybody's in Google Classroom. Is anybody not in my Google Classroom? I think everyone's there, right? This is just like last time. We did this once before with first midterm. If you have a problem, contact me. Tell me. I will check on you next week. Probably about Wednesday, I'll come in here and, hey, take my test. Take my test. Okay? Questions? Cool? Hey, we're doing great. All right, well, since we've got more time, we can do a little bit more stuff. Yeah. All right, so let's open your book up. Let's open your book up. Let's go to the end of Chapter 2. 2-, remember the word dash, D-A-S-H. 2-. 2-12. 2-12. Abracadabra. There we go. Cool. All right. Let's practice some. Let's see if I can get some people to practice with me. So, you're fine. I'm going to just pick somebody from the audience. I ask you a tough question. 没有，不好意思。I ask you a tough question. Okay? 好难的问题。Okay? 你可能说吗？我们在开会。You're here. I'm sitting here. I ask you the question. You're here standing. And you say what? That's what? That's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good question. Usually we point with that. You're giving a compliment. That's a good question. Now, what else did I teach you guys? Let's say I'm going to ask you a question. Why does Zhuangjing have orange on their shirt? Why does Zhuangjing's shirt? Why is it orange? 为什么Zhuangjing的衣服的这主是
I don't know.
Okay, so you say first you have to say what? That's a good question. And let me say your question again. Why is Zhuangjing's shirt orange? All right, orange is just it, right? So she just did two things. She gave time to think. Now she doesn't know. That's okay. You say, I don't know. In this case, you say, I could get back with you. It means I need to I have to look this up. I have to think about it. I have to get back with you. Does anyone know? 为什么Zhuangjing有 Why do we have orange shirts? Is there a reason? History? I don't know either. It's okay. It's okay. But the process is the same. All right. I need somebody. Let's do another one. You just won 5 million Taibi in the Taiwan lottery. What could you say? Are you what? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? With a big smile, like, really? Yeah, are you kidding me? All right? 真的吗? Okay, that's what it means. Are you kidding me? All right.